Good day everyone, I'm Sir R.G. Layson, your math tutor and guide on this exciting journey through the world of numbers. In this video, we will discuss all about factoring general trinomial ax squared plus bx plus c where your a is not equal to 1. Now, we've already discussed the general trinomial in the form ax squared plus bx plus c where your a is equal to 1 in our previous lesson. Let's focus on the second classification of general trinomial ax squared plus bx plus c where your a is equal to 1. Consider now factoring trinomials in which the coefficient of squared is other than 1, such as the following. So we have here an example: 6x squared minus 5x minus 6, 3x squared plus 17x plus 10, 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Trinomials of these forms also have two binomial factors in which we need to consider that ax squared term is the first term of the trinomial, the bx term is the second term of the trinomial or the middle term, and the c term or the third term of the trinomial or the last term. In getting the two binomial factors, there are many ways of factoring this type of trinomials. One of these are trial and error. Now, trial and error process is a long process. Knowing another way of factoring trinomials of ax squared plus bx plus c where your a is not equal to 1 is very important, and it's up to you on which method you are going to use. Now, let's focus on another way of factoring this kind of trinomial is by grouping. The following are the steps in factoring trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c where your a is not equal to 1. First step, you need to multiply the first term and the last term of the trinomial, that is ax squared and c, where you have a c x squared. Your ac now is your constant value there. Okay, step number 2, get the possible factors of the product of the first term and the last term of the trinomials, which is this one, ac x squared, and their sum is equal to the second term of the trinomial, that is the middle term. Now, and if we got the combination of that is the nx and the mx of the factor form of acx squared, the product of acx squared, and the sum of bx. Third, we need to replace the middle term bx by the two factors. So instead of we will use ax squared plus bx plus c, we will now use ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c. And then group ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c as follows: ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c. Number 5, factor out the greatest common monomial factor of each group such that you can obtain the same binomial factor. Now, we will recall here the GCMF topic in our first topic of our grade 8 lesson. And then step number 6, we need to combine the greatest common monomial factor or the GCMF of each group and multiply it to the same binomial factor obtained in step number 5. The result serves as the factor of the trinomial. So we have six steps that we need to remember, but as long as you practice this all the time, in solving, you can already familiarize all the steps at once. So as example number 1, we have factor 6x squared minus 5x minus 6. Step number 1, we need to multiply the first term, that is 6x squared, and the last term, that is negative 6. So we have 6x squared times negative 6, that is negative 36x squared. Step number 2, we need to get the possible factors of the product of the first term and the last term of the trinomial in such way that the sum will be equal to the second term or the middle term, that is negative 5x of the trinomial. Here, the product is negative 36x squared and the sum is negative 5x, which is the middle term. Since the product is negative and the two numbers must have different signs, And since the sum is also a negative, that means the bigger number with the greater absolute value must be negative. Since we have two different signs here in the result must be two different signs, it is positive and negative. And since the sum of the middle term is negative, that means the greater in absolute value way is negative. So we must have a greater value of negative value in factoring. So we have here now the table for the product. So we have here all the possible factors for negative 36x squared. Now, we will be focusing on positive 4x times negative 9x. We will get negative 36x squared. Because the sum of that 4x plus negative 9x is negative 5x. That is equal to the middle term of our given trinomial. So this is the correct combination. So 4x and negative 9x are the two factors. Step number 3, we need to replace the middle term in such way that ax squared plus bx plus c, we will now change to ax squared plus nx, that is the positive 4x, and mx is the negative 9x, plus c, where your nx and mx are the factors. Here, the factors are 4x and negative nx. So we have now 6x squared plus 4x minus 9x minus 6. Next, step number 4, we need to group ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c in the pattern ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c. So we have here now 6x squared plus 4x minus 9x plus 6. Notice that the operation we used in the second group was changed. So we have here, before we have negative 9x minus 6, right? This will happen if your operation of the two groups is minus. Always do this if you encounter in this case. In this case, negative 9x minus 6 becomes 9x plus 6. And then your operation now is minus. See, if you simplify this one, we will go back, you will still have negative 9x and negative 6x. So the reason here we need to change this one so that we have the same other factor for the first group of our binomial here, or the first group of our terms. Step number 5, we need to factor out the greatest common monomial factor of each group such that you can obtain the same binomial factor. So for 6x squared plus 4x, so their greatest common monomial factor is 2x, and their other factor is 3x plus 2. And for negative 9x plus 6, their GCMF is negative 3, and your other factor is 3x plus 2. Now, you look at this one. You must have the other factor in finding the GCMF of the two groups of your given groups now. Now, 2x and negative 3 are the GCF, right? Or the GCMF. And the other factors are 3x plus 2 and 3x plus 2 are the same binomial factors. Now, step number 6, all you need to do is you just need to combine the GCMF of each group and multiply to the same binomial factor obtained in step number 5. The result serves as the factor of the trinomial. So, we have here 2x minus 3 times 3x plus 2. Now, if you're going to use, how to check this one. So, if you're going to use FOIL method for 2x minus 3 times 3x plus 2, you will go back to the result of the trinomial 6x squared minus 5x minus 6. That means you will get your factor is correct, and that is 2x minus 3 and 3x plus 2. Example number 2, factor 3x squared plus 17x plus 10. So multiply the first term and last term. So we have the first term 3x squared and the last term is 10. So you will get 30x squared. Get the possible factors of the product of the first term and the last term of the trinomial in such way that the sum will be equal to the second term, that is 17x of the trinomial. So here we have the product must be 30x squared and the sum is 17x. Since the product of the product and sum are positive, that means the two factors should be both positive. So we have here now the table for the product. These are the possible result in the factors that will result to 30x squared. And for the sum, we have here. So let's focus here in 2x times 15x. That is 30x squared. And the sum is 2x plus 15x. That is 17x. That means the correct combination for this one is 2x and 15x. Step number 3, we need to replace the middle term in such way ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, we will change now into ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c. Your other factor here for nx, that is 2x, and mx is 15x. So, we have now 3x squared plus 2x plus 15x plus 10. Now, group ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c in this pattern. Ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c. So, we have now 3x squared plus 2x plus 15x plus 10. Step number 5, we need to factor out by finding the GCMF or the greatest common monomial factor of each group that you can obtain the same binomial factor. For 3x squared plus 2x, the GCMF is x and the other factor is 3x plus 2. For 15x plus 10, we have the GCMF 5 and the other factor is 3x plus 2. Now, you must obtain the same binomial or the other factor for this one with the both group. X and 5 are the GCMF and 3x plus 2 and 3x plus 2 are the same binomial factors. Let's proceed to step number 6. Combine the GCMF factor of each group and multiply it to the binomial factor obtained in step number 5. The result serves as the factor of the trinomial. So we have here x plus 5 times 3x plus 2. Now, your factored form now here is in 3x squared plus 17x plus 10 is x plus 5 times 3x plus 2. Now, if you will use FOIL method, you will go back to your given trinomial, which is 3x squared plus 17x plus 10. Example number 3. Factor 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Step number 1. Multiply the first term and the last term, that is 2x squared times negative 3. So, you will get negative 6x squared. Step number 2, get the possible factors of the product of the first term and the last term of the trinomial. In such way, the sum will be equal to the second term of the trinomial. So, the product here is negative 6x squared and your sum is 5x, which is the middle term. Since the product is negative, the two factors must have different signs. Since the sum is positive, that means the factor with bigger coefficient must be the number with greater absolute value must be positive. So since we have different sign here, positive and negative, the middle term is equal to positive sign. That means the greater in absolute value way is in positive class. So these are the possible factors for the product is negative 6x squared and the sum is 5x. So we will focus in negative x times 6x, that is negative 6x squared. Now, if you add that one, negative x plus 6x, you will get positive 5x. So the combination is negative x and 6x. Now, we will now replace the middle term by the given two factors, which is negative x and 6x. So we will have now 2x squared plus 6x plus negative x minus 3. So the pattern, change or group the ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c in the pattern ax squared plus nx plus mx plus c. Now you can also change this one into negative sign. So you will get But here in this example, you can also do this possible way. You can group this into negative x minus 3. As long as you will get the same other factor for this given group. So factor out the greatest common monomial factor of each group such that you can obtain the same binomial factor. So for 2x squared plus 6x, your GCMF is 2x and your other factor is x plus 3. And for negative x minus 3, your GCMF is negative 1 and your other factor is x plus 3. Now, since we have 2x and negative 1 are the GCMF and the other factor is x plus 3 and x plus 3 are the same binomial factor, let's proceed to step number 6. We need to combine the GCMF of each group and multiply to the binomial factor obtained in step number 5. The result serves as the factored form of the trinomial. So we have now 2x minus 1 and your other factor that is x plus 3 times x plus 3. So, the factored form for 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 is 2x minus 1 and times x plus 3. So, if you will use FOIL method, you will go back to your given trinomial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've learned something out of this lesson. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your grade 8 friends and students. Thank you so much again, and God bless everyone. Goodbye!